had a crease in it, and that crease, it was like, that's what I loved about it, is that it doesn't. It's like, we don't have a amazing storyline, so fuck it. Let's just have loads of amazing fight scenes.
Yeah, that is how I felt, to
Like,
be fair, watching it.
There's two
And
parts.
I kind of stopped paying attention to the story just to watch the awesome fight scenes.
Well, there's two parts in it where there's 3 fight scenes going on at the same time. Like, which I'm just like... And I agree with Piotr in the saying that, like, maybe you could actually have broken that into 3 episodes and had 3 really badass fight scenes, because they're over really freaking fast, because... I mean, it's like real fighting, right? A real fight doesn't last 25 minutes with 10 minutes of people yelling at each other. Maybe it does in Cork, but...
Yeah, but
I told you.
in a real fight, the guy just can't take a sword through his chest and go, "Oh, stop hitting me, that hurts." You're like, "Dude, you just had a sword through your chest. The sword's about as wide as your head."
Yeah. So for me, like, if I can move on to it, like, watching it's as a person who's used to watching maybe more of the slightly obscure anime, like, it's not a shocker for me to watch the first episode and not know what's happening. No, but you know what I mean, right? Piotr, come on. Piotr.
Yeah.
There's a lot of freaking animes that you have no idea what's happening. I mean, yes. Ghost in a Shell is a good example. You don't have a clue what's happening in Ghost in a Shell until...
I've seen that film about 3 times. Yeah. Still got no fucking idea.
Most of the people I know never have a clue what's happening in Ghost in a Shell. So it took me about 5 times watching it to know really what happened. All I know is it looked badass and it was a really cool storyline. But only when I worked out what the storyline was did it become a really, really cool storyline.
Yeah, so they did totally hostage. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, sorry. Saying the second Ghost in the Shell is the one that is the mindfuck, because it's got that bit that loops over.
The second one, I still don't know what happens.
You think it's got something wrong with it. It's got a bit that loops because he gets his mind hacked or his eyes hacked.
Yeah, the second Ghost
so
in the
story
Shell,
repeats, and you're like...
Did I
fall asleep?
Yeah. but I think that but that they need to close up your beard. There you go.
I can see what you had for breakfast, you dirty bastard.
Nice.
Keeping it for later.
But I think that I definitely agree with the guys who haven't seen much of the anime of that type maybe before, that you do, like, I can see what you're saying by, like, you started off and you're like, what the hell? Because the start is the weirdest part as well, because he dies at the start and you're like, what? But that's kind of the
intriguing, though. It does kind of make you go, I want to know what's going on here.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of thing that got to me, because I got 4 episodes in and I still had no idea what the fuck was going on.
Seriously, you won't know what's going on until the last episode.
Pretty much.
The last episode...
That's not making me want to sit through 12 of them.
But as animes go, like, it's not shocking to have the last episode explain everything. You're not up there in the best animes if that happens, admittedly, but there's a shit ton of anime with that issue. The problem... I don't know, but the fight scenes are insanely cool.
Yeah, that gets on my
that's my one positive. The characters are kind of cool, but yeah, I agree that, like, I also played BlazBlue a lot before I watched this, and I kind of was familiar with the characters, and it's clear that they really wanted to keep the factions in BlazBlue apart from each other, like the goodies and the baddies, and that kind of give your head a close.
It is a massive head. Are we talking about this head here? Yeah.
The camera can't pick it up.
Yeah, Twitch TV
I did dim the lights because it was blinding. I save a fortune on haircuts, but face flannel was costing me a fortune nowadays. And it just keeps going further and further back. This is drawn on.
It's like Homer Simpson with the 2
That's
lines.
actually a bit of the flannel that he has left.
The wind keeps blowing up. It's just the wind.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I mean, what do you guys think about, like, from the point of view of the people who've only watched 4 or 5 episodes? Like, is it something that you would, like, force yourself to go through, or would you, like, happily watch it and just have it on the side and just maybe watch the last episode properly?
Knowing what you've just said now, saying, like, it's based on a fighting game, and literally a load of things just clicked into place, and it's something that I would give another go now, because because like I said, I didn't like the opening sequence very much. I didn't like the closing
And
credits
the
very much.
music, by
They
the
were
way,
the two best bits.
the singing in the fight in the in the start sequence. I mean, I know a lot of anime do the bit where they mix between English and Japanese.
Yeah,
But
every anime.
it's so
Full Metal
bad.
Alchemist
It's so bad. Like it's the
Knowing what
worst.
you've said though, I would give it another go now. I would rewatch it and again try to figure out what the fuck is going on. But it seems to me, like you said, even the creators are going, "What the fuck is going on with the story?" They fight a lot.
Yeah.
Just
But
fuck it, let's make it come back alive.
Like actually, at the end, when they actually finally explain the story, and maybe they hadn't worked out what was going to happen at the end when they started it, but the final bit of the story actually is kind of cool. Like it's actually quite a clever storyline in the end. It's just
intriguing me now to actually want to sit down and force myself through every episode because it was getting to the fourth episode, especially when a squirrel woman turned out of nowhere. It's like the cat people.
woman as well.
Okay, I'll accept the cat people, but this woman has a fucking squirrel tail. Where the fuck did she come from?
Yeah,
She's
it's
like
that typical
working-
thing where like there's just people that the Catwoman. It's like, why has she got a face that's just a black hole with teeth?
Right.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly. And then
That
the
is a bit
episode,
weird.
the episode I was watching, the guy's like, "Oh yeah, I'll take you to Booby Lady," and I'm sitting here watching it on TV, and over my left shoulder there's a creperie, pancake place. Everyone sitting there can look up directly into my window, and I'm like, maybe not a good idea to have the curtains open
Booby
watching this.
lady.
How do you
Um,
watch TV? You hang out your window while watching it?
No,
Other
I-
people watch you as well.
there's-
Hey
there's a
guys,
direct-
don't mind me.
There's a direct line of sight from people sitting in like about 4 of the seats where they can see like up into the room where the TV is.
How about you change the angle so they can't? Especially when you're watching your booby ladies.
Was anything bad? It's like it's an anime show. But I've joked to Simon and Piotr about this before. I don't really like the shows where it's like the crazy, well-focused, drawn-in anime boobs and stuff.
I don't think they do that in this.
No, they didn't.
I
but in
don't
this-
think so. I mean, they do a little bit maybe, but there's only one bit where I was like, ugh, which is later on. There's a fight with the squirrel lady and the main bad guy, and the guy who looks like Jin. And I totally get that, by the way, Ryan. The guy who looks like Captain Jin from fucking Bleach, like that.
Yeah.
The second I saw him, I was like, seriously? It literally is Jin, but with green hair and a hat.
But that in that particular scene, it's the crazy cat thing comes up behind Booby Lady and goes Booby Lady, and then she grabs her boobs and starts juggling them, and I'm like, damn, I hope nobody's looking up right now. I'm just gonna have to move this to another screen that they can't see. I'm like, oh nuts! This is It's like when I tried to watch what was that other show?
Kill la Kill.
Kill la Kill.
No.
It must have been Kill la Kill. Come on.
Wait a minute, I'll try and find it. I'm sure it starts with something like an O.
Oh.
Oh, boobies?
No pressure. Stop watching your booby ladies, Ryan.
Yeah, he's like,
That's it. No,
Got distracted. What are we doing again?
Actually, at least we need to saw this already, and if maybe anyone else is watching this, they'll laugh as well. Last time I was travelling, I think it was back to Scotland, I had Gantz ready to watch.
oh,
And I
Gantz.
bad idea.
The first episode of Gantz,
that
and
is.
basically within 2 minutes, the guy starts having weird episodes where suddenly everyone he's looking at's got no clothes on. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh, at least you
Ow,
didn't get
this
to
would
the.
excite me.
At least you didn't get to the outright porn part.
Yeah, it's like,
Uh,
excuse me while I just look at my naughty Japanese cartoon porn.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the creepy guy with the beard on the plane.
Yeah, I must admit, like, every new anime I watch, I'm kind of, like, cringing, waiting for, like, I'm like, yes, it's good, there's fights, oh no, there's
Oh,
naked ladies.
It's
Like,
it's a 10-year-old schoolboy having the boob fantasy
Yeah, yeah.
again. Oh.
but this, yeah, I think,
So-
getting back to Black's Blue, I think that it was good that it didn't have that, and I think that it definitely needed, it needs, like, some explaining at the start, and, like, without wanting to spoiler it, I think I would definitely say it's worth going to the last sort of 3 episodes, maybe. Even if you just watch the first 3 and then the last 3. Because actually you could pretty much cut the rest out in the middle because it's not
Yeah.
really relevant. It is just like
No,
trying to
sure.
get every single character from the fighting game into the
Yeah.
into the thing, as Piotr said. So sorry, as Oxy said. So definitely think that is. Oh shit! I just made Ryan giant. Stop being giant. There we go. Fixed it. You were just giant. And I think that it definitely needs. I think that it's definitely needs like an explanation at the start. like a bit more, like just to make sure that we don't that it doesn't do the thing that happened with you, Ryan, that you think you've not watched the first few episodes.
It honestly felt like I'd missed an entire season before.
Yeah.
But I think like the introduction that it had, as opposed to some animes we discussed that basically hold you hostage and go like, you don't know nothing, but we put some cool shit in, so you have to watch until the end. Here, yes, it's explained at the end, but at least at the start you get like a massive mindfuck, and basically, it's like, so here's all the stuff, and we're gonna slowly, expand on it along the way. But I think what you mentioned is pretty valid, that they did, because they tried to put all the characters from a game, which usually has like 20, 30 characters, and because it's a fighting game, they can't be, there's no character to them. It's just what they look like, what skills they use.
Yeah.
So they are super different in their appearance, and like they make up 20 different races for them, and weird, crazy
stuff. Yeah, because they need to make it interesting for the fighting game.
Exactly. Yeah. In a fighting game, and then you try and cram all of that into an anime. It just becomes really confusing. So, but yeah, I mean, I did kind of enjoy the fact that they sort of ported a classical sort of anime style fighting game experience to the actual anime, because there are other animes where they're about games, not like gaming specifically, but they are in games like Sword Art Online, etc., where it's just sort of, living through this RPG. It's just in a virtual world, so it makes explaining a lot of things just super easy, because it's a video game, that's how it was made, that's why this world is like this, and we can do all this cool shit. Whereas here they went like, so how do you do that with a video game where you basically play for 10 minutes and the story's over, then you repeat that with 20 different characters? And
I think like as it goes on, the bits about especially the sort of the weird Azure women in it, that there's like the woman at the start who kills him is one of these like super being half, like, they're like weird anomaly people that can destroy the whole universe, and they like he kind of kills her by killing himself at the start, and that's kind of the thing that you don't know, and that's probably what you would get on sort of episode 8 or 9. You'd kind of start working that out. But it's cool that there is this kind of like ongoing. There is an on-running story, and I'm guessing that was, and from what I can remember, that is part of the BlazBlue like game itself. Is that these are kind of like the bosses. So and it's cool how they do introduce the bosses in it, which is pretty cool. But there's a few characters that just don't need to be in it, like the cat lady's in it for the chibiness of the whole thing. They want it to appeal to
someone to go, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they need the Jar Jar Binks character, and there's no Jar Jar Binks character.
They succeeded.
Yeah, she's definitely the Jar Jar Binks character. But the Ragnar, the Blood Edge, he's basically
Dante.
He's the stereotypical main character of any anime,
But they did it with so many characters, and because it's a fighting game and it's not connected to any franchise, like any specific franchise when it's created, they go like, let's make a guy that's like this, let's make a guy, and that's why you have this Rachel Alucard, right? Yet another vampire who thinks that spelling his name backwards is a good way to hide his identity.
Alucard, you're like, are you Nah.
Shouldn't be. That must be actually your name, right? And wait, she has fangs and really pale and immortal and kind of observes this whole.
But she's actually kind of a cool character, I think.
Yeah.
She's probably one of the more interesting characters, and honestly, with that, with Jin, I'm going to call him Jin, but he's not called Jin. What the hell's his name?
Which one?
The brother. The psycho.
Brother is,
not the brother. Sorry, the main bad guy. The green-haired guy.
I never got his name.
Can't remember what his name is.
Freaky green-haired guy. Let's call him Ballbag.
Whatever.
Isn't he like Litchi or something like that? No, that's not him.
Commander something.
Yeah.
Yuki Terumi.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's Yuki Terumi. He's a really cool bad guy. You can really get behind him being a total dick, because he's just a psychopath bad guy who doesn't really have any he doesn't really have any reason to be there apart from just to screw up everything because he hates everybody. You know, like he's a nice bad guy. You know, like, and I think that's you know you just want him to die, which is great because.
And